I laughed at his business dream. Now he's living the life without me. I still remember that moment like it was yesterday. The exact day he told me about his big idea. It was a lazy afternoon, the sun streaming in through the window, casting long shadows across the floor. I was lounging on the couch, scrolling through my phone as usual, when I heard him speaking with an energy I hadn't seen in a long time. He was sitting beside me, fidgeting, his eyes bright with excitement. "I've been thinking," he started, his voice carrying an unusual intensity. "I want to start a business, something big, like tech, something groundbreaking." I glanced over at him, trying to hide the skepticism on my face. We'd been through this before, many times. From his band that never took off to the app he was going to create, to that book he never finished. So when he spoke of this new idea, I didn't take him seriously. I nodded and gave him an encouraging smile, but deep down, I didn't believe for a second that this time would be different. "Sure, maybe you'll make millions one day," I joked, "but for now, don't quit your day job." I thought I was being supportive, but honestly, I was just brushing off his dreams once again. His passion seemed like just another fleeting moment. What caught my attention more than his ambition was the look in his eyes. The same sparkle that had been in his eyes when he talked about every other big idea in the past. But this time, something was different. Something I couldn't quite put my finger on. Days turned into weeks, and I barely noticed the change in him. He was no longer the guy I joked about, the guy who talked about ideas but never followed through. No, this time he was serious. He spent long nights researching, meeting investors, making connections, and pitching his idea. I didn't see it at first, but one evening he came to me with a glint in his eye. "I did it," he said, almost breathless. "I got my first round of funding." I sat up, stunned. "Wait, seriously? You actually did it?" But even then, I didn't get it. My disbelief lingered. I still thought he might fail, like he always did. The idea seemed too grand, too unreal. And yet, over the next few months, I watched him build something I never imagined he could. Day and night he worked, pouring his soul into this vision I had once laughed at. Then came the day that changed everything. He called me, his voice steady but with an undertone I had never heard before. "I just signed the deal with a major company," he said, his words carrying weight. "They want to buy my startup." The blood drained from my face. I couldn't even speak. The silence between us felt like a million years, and in that silence, I realized the truth. He had done it. He had succeeded in a way I never thought possible. And I, who had once laughed at him, was left behind. He was no longer the man who had shared his half-baked ideas with me in late-night conversations. No, he had transformed into someone successful, someone with a vision, a leader, someone I hadn't believed in. And now he was rich. Rich in a way I could never have imagined without me by his side. It hit me hard, harder than I ever thought it would. It wasn't just about the money. It was the realization that I had missed the opportunity to support him, to believe in him when he needed me most. I had been too comfortable with my skepticism, too attached to my doubts. And now, that dream I had laughed at had become the very thing that defined his future. I tried to act happy for him, tried to mask the jealousy and regret that burned in my chest. But the truth was, I was devastated. What hurt the most wasn't just that he was rich, but that I had failed to stand beside him. While he chased his dreams, I stood still, holding on to my doubts. And now he was living the life he had always dreamed of, while I was left with nothing but the hollow sting of regret. I couldn't help but wonder, what if I had believed in him from the beginning? What if I had supported him, really supported him? Maybe we could have built this together, but instead, I let my insecurities and doubts hold me back. And now, I had to watch from the sidelines as he thrived, alone. It was a bitter pill to swallow, and it made me think, How many times do we laugh at the dreams of those closest to us? How often do we dismiss their ambitions, only to regret it later when they succeed without us? So, what do you think? Have you ever doubted someone's dreams only to watch them soar without you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think we should always believe in our loved ones, even when the odds are against them?